something out there. That way they can have one dropped every year. And I mean, man, game, if that's what we doing now, then that's sad. That's like Call of Duty. Throw out a game just because having one out every year. Like, it's not gonna hurt Call of Duty to skip a year to develop a great game. It's not gonna hurt them to do that.
Infinite Warfare, they pretty much...
They rushed out.
Oh my god, don't get me started on Infinite Warfare.
That game is pure trash, man. It's garbage. Like...
The whole game-wise, it's basically the same as all the other ones. They just added a few small things to it. Now, I keep hearing from people saying that the story mode is actually great. It's actually really good. Multiplayer-wise, it's crap. It is complete, utter crap. And then if you look close enough at the games, you notice that there are a few similarities to other games that it did. Like, I actually had to start searching up some of these similarities, and I saw a couple of videos saying that a few things in this Call of Duty had a few similarities to Halo. Halo, of all games.
Actually, Halo's a big deal, though, man. I just feel like Call of Duty should stick to Call of Duty. What Call of Duty do? Stop trying to convert, man.
Dude, it's no wonder why people like Battlefield better than Call of Duty.
Battlefield always, like, I played every single Battlefield since, like, Battlefield 1, and then 2. I played just about all of them, but back in those days, I was a storyline player, you know? I played the shit out of story. I stopped playing Call of Duty storylines after Modern Warfare, like the last one. Because, you know, one of my favorite characters was Ghost. You know, when they killed Ghost, that pissed me off. That's why I played the last, because I wanted that vengeance.
Yeah, I know everyone who's played Call of Duty, they have loved Modern Warfare 2. That was the game.
Like, you don't kill Ghost and it's okay. No. Like, the storyline from now on, and they were smart to remaster it, but that was the best ones they had.
They were remastering the first one right now. If they remaster the second one, ooh, I am buying that one. I'm buying the first and the second one remastered.
No, I just felt like, to me, that was like the best Call of Duty ever. Like, story mode. And, you know, called the Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2 was also good.
Online, I'm digging it online all day. But in my opinion, Battlefield 1, Hardline, like, to me, those are like the hardest online shooter games. In my opinion, like. And the reason why is because, like, the mechanics of those games, in particular, it's based on realism, man. Like, you're a sniper, you shooting down the field, it's all really based on, like, distance, what the wind would do to that bullet, traveling, like, it's just too real.
Shoot, in this new Battlefield, from what I hear, I don't even have that one yet, but I do want to actually get it. I hear that one's is absolutely dope, and I will actually believe them too.
Another one I wouldn't sleep on is Titanfall. That caught me off guard.
Titanfall's actually pretty cool. I played the beta. I played the beta with I played the beta with a couple of friends, and that mess was actually fun. Like, I heard that in the first Titanfall, they didn't actually have a story mode in that one. It was just completely multiplayer based. But in the second one, they added a story mode in it. and I hear it's actually really good. Like, I honestly would have wanted to see a story mode with Titanfall anyway, because you playing with giant mechs. There's gotta be something behind that. Like, what is the catch? Yeah. With me, I'm gonna play, like, I'll play any game that I hear is really good, or I'll just play something that just looks interesting. Whatever. Shoot, I had a couple of friends that introduced me to Fury. If you know what Bullet Hell was, that's basically what Fury was, and it had a really good story mode. And I got really addicted to that game until I started playing it on the harder difficulties. I tried playing it on the insane difficulty. I managed to beat the game and get the normal ending. I didn't get the true ending. And that one was the only thing that was just standing in my way. At that point, I gave up. But that's practically the game that actually introduced me into more hardcore games like Dark Souls or Bloodborne. Shoot, I practically just got the very first Dark Souls as well. I just got that one like a couple of weeks ago. And sadly, it's only for the PlayStation 3. But I'm still gonna play it and beat it. Because I actually want to learn more about the lore of Dark Souls. It's actually interesting. And then it actually hits you with a couple of battles that you feel like you're familiar with, or they'll just hit you in the feels. Shoot, I played the third one, and I wound up already started feeling a couple of emotions from characters I fought, because I knew I didn't know some of these characters, but when I looked more into the story, I started realizing, oh, so this character I fought was actually this person. So that explains it. And then I'd actually run into a couple of fights that actually made me start loving the enemies. On the third one, I had enemies like freaking Pontiff Sullivan. I had Yorm the Giant. I had the Soul Ascender and the Nameless King. Honestly, when I fought Yorm the Giant, I was hoping for that fight to be a lot harder. But they only gave you a smaller weapon just for you to cheap your way out of it if you don't have time. You can actually fight him without the cheap weapon, but he tanks really hard, and it takes a while to kill him with that. But all the fights completely varied, because you had to actually really think about your fighting strategies against each enemy. Like, some would actually go into like a second form, and they'd actually change their fighting styles. Like, the only game that probably had this type of deal was Bloodborne. I played Bloodborne first. All the enemies I fought on there, they all had a second form where they started doing new stuff that I didn't expect. Bloodborne, in that one, you don't really fight with a shield. You fight with pretty much a regular weapon, and you fight with a gun. You don't block. All you have is a chance to stun and grab them. But they started implementing some of those mechanics from Bloodborne into Dark Souls, and I was actually impressed by that too. And the payoffs were actually pretty grand. Shoot, if they ever plan to make a fourth one, I will be on that like white on Michael Jackson.
That's funny. I will say this though. Yeah. We are kicking these monsters' ass.
Yeah, because we're actually very over leveled for these.
Yeah. Sorry.
Shoot, the only weapons I actually mess with on here are the fist, the naginata, and the rifle.
Well, I am using people who have like alternate weapons to speed these early levels along.
I honestly want. They probably might actually keep this little mechanic in here on the second one, like whereas you can actually.
The second one is open world.
Yeah, I heard about that one, and pretty much that game is already out.
That's the main reason why I want it. It's out in Japan. It's been out in Japan. People have beat it.
Yeah, and you can literally, you can actually just order it online and just play it with the Japanese on there.
I want to be able to understand stuff.
Yeah, that's understandable.
The reason why is because I don't play my games like I watch my anime. If that makes sense.
It kind of does.
I don't play my game. I watch my anime. All my anime, I watch in Japanese. Because I don't like when they change up the conversations to fit American. I like everything raw in its raw form.
Like I'm okay with some of the English. I just make sure they're accurate enough.
Conversations change, man, and some stuff don't make sense versus what's originally being said. I mean, in my opinion, I don't even understand why they gotta filter the cartoons once they get to the West anyway, as vulgar as
they filter
it is over here.
And they filter a lot of animes with that. If I remember, what was it, Yu-Gi-Oh? They actually, when you had to get Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I don't know if you were ever one for Yu-Gi-Oh, but if you had to get cards from their cards were a lot more explicit in Japan than they were here, because they had a couple that they had to censor out because they were either a bit too revealing or just too grim. And I'm just like, well then, I see no point in you trying to change it like that. That didn't really make it any better, because the censoring here pretty much sucks. Shoot, they did an awful job. Shoot, with Dragon Ball Z Kai, I don't know if it was just the regular one or the Kai version. They did an awful job at censoring that. Shoot, what was it? They had pretty awful censoring when they had to block Frieza getting cut in half. And then I had to see a part of his face completely damaged, but they had to put in like a black and white thing. That didn't make the censoring any better. That did not. That made me a little more disturbed.
I just take a lot of stuff, though. That's why I watch all my anime in Japanese. Like, I watch, like, what is the point of censoring when YouTube got everything raw anyway?
Pretty much what's going. YouTube's right now going through their own problem right now.
So, say the shooter.
Yeah.
I got good bad news for you.
What's the bad news?
This is gonna be a 4-hour stream, sir. For you viewers out there, I'm Lightning, represent Fame Pulse all day, every day. You're now tuned in to Fame Pulse, just to be frank with you. And we had a special guest on the microphone. We had Mr. Sega Shooter out here all day, every day, getting this grind on as he game on.
Sup?
Killing the game, killing monsters, slaying the beast of the land, and creating better weapons. So once again, that was Mr. Sega Shooter. And then you also have yours, one and only, truly, Lightning in the building.
Subscribe to Fame Pulse TV and subscribe to Sega Shooter Games as well. Shameless promotion.
So I just want to say, if you enjoyed what you heard on this video, definitely subscribe, leave a like at the bottom, and definitely drop me some comments. Let me know what you thought about this video, what you would like to hear us talk about, what you would like to see us play, and definitely let me know what you thought about the conversation we was having during the video. I'm pretty sure we touched on multiple different